This is Sean Duggar.
Yeah.
Got that one right. Sean Duggar, who works for Ayers Auto Repair. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Well, thanks for having me. My name's Sean Duggar. I am a ASE Master Certified Automotive Technician with my L1 Advanced Certificate. I've been in this industry for about 16 years now. Had a little bit different introduction to it. 16, got my license. First thing I did was go out and break my dad's truck. And I had to pay for it. So after paying for it, I had the guy that fixed it explain to me what he did. And went home and crawled underneath the truck and looked at what he did. And I thought, that can't be too difficult. You know, and I'm pretty mechanically inclined. And I know I'm going to go out and break his truck again. I don't want to pay for it. So I enrolled into the automotive program at San Marcos High School. And in the automotive program was actually kind of a savior for me because, you know, in high school, I struggled. I was bored. I was not challenged. And so my grades suffered. And when I got into the ROP program, it motivated me to get through the rest of my classes, because part of being in the ROP program was you had to keep your grades up and you had to have good attendance. So it really did. It helped. It helped me get through high school, and from there, the instructor there, Bill Brand, I talked to him about asked him if he knew anybody that was looking to hire someone to start working in the shop, and he introduced me to Robert Nicky Ayers, and I was almost 18 at that point. It was my senior year in high school, so I started working for Ayers, and I started as just a cleanup guy. I would clean the shop, wash cars, help the guys whenever I could. And after high school, I started taking classes up here at City College, automotive classes with Bob Sacchero. And you know, I got bored because it was just just working or cleaning the shop, washing cars. I really wanted to get out there and start working on the cars, and the opportunity just wasn't there at the time. So I did. I got a little bored, and I took a break and went to the military. But the automotive background gave me some pretty interesting opportunities in the military. Even, you know, my job had nothing to do with cars or fixing cars, but I was put in charge of what we call our motor pool NCO. So basically, I was in charge of my platoon's Humvees, and so I oversaw the maintenance and repair work for our vehicles. And the fun thing about that was, if one of them went down in the field, I got to go out, help them get it out, recover it out of the field, oversaw the repair, and then I got to go take it back out to where it broke down and test it to see if it was going to fail again. And from there I went and actually took over our company's motor pool, so at that time that was about 6 pay grades above what I was being paid at the time. But it was interesting, you know, and it wasn't just Humvees, it was all our vehicles that we were assigned to our company. So didn't really repair any of them, but like I said, I was in charge of all their maintenance and repair, make sure everything was taken care of on it. But got out of the military and needed a job, so I came back to Robert Nicky and said, you know, I need a job, and they had an opening as a service advisor, which wasn't really my thing, but you know, I got in and wrote service for them for about a year, and turned around and started continuing my education with Bob Sacchero up at City College. And they had a position open up out in the shop, and man, I jumped on it. He didn't have to ask me twice. I moved out to the shop and started just doing oil changes, and just slowly working my way up to where I'm at today. And today, Ayers Automotive, we have 2 locations. Their main location that they've been for 30+ years, Corner Chapala in Victoria. And then 3 years ago, they opened a location on Anacapa Street, just down the street here. And you know, the economy being the way it was, we really didn't have, I mean, it's just not as busy as we'd like it to be at that shop, so there's only one technician, and that's me. So I've got a huge shop that I get to run all by myself. And one of my bosses is there, but Nikki, she stays in the office, and I'm in charge of the entire shop, which is kind of nice. It's a huge shop, and I can put 3 cars in the shop and have all 3 of them torn apart. And part of this job is really being able to multitask. And you could be working on this car here, while you're in your head you're diagnosing this car, and on this car you're planning on how you're going to complete it, and you got time, deadlines, time. You know, people need their cars. You tell people they're not going to have their car for 2 days, they panic. Even in Santa Barbara, where you could take a bus or a bike anywhere, people panic when you tell them they're going to be without a car for a while. So you got to be able to, you know, reassure your customers that it's okay, and we'll get your car fixed in on time, and so it's a high stress industry, but you know it's a lot of fun. But the education is key. It's big. You know, it's continuing. It's continuous. We've got CTI classes, which is put on by CarQuest, and we do those every other month. Every other month. So that's 2 nights a week after work, and so that usually goes from 6 to 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and then you got to drive home. And I live in Lompoc, so I've got to commute both ways. But and then on top of that, we've had hybrid class that we did at the shop. We've also did a Volkswagen Audi class that we've done at the shop. So we've had, I mean, it's just constant, continual training. So it's something that you have. It's a commitment. You can't just go in, put your 8 hours in, and go home. You know, you show up. I get to work at 7. I don't put in quite the hours Phil does here, but I also have a little more hair than he does too. So
everyone does.
Yeah. But you know, I start at 7 o'clock. If there's something to do at 7 o'clock, I'm doing it. And you know, lunchtime is at noon. But if the car's not done and that customer's waiting for it, it's got to be finished. So you know, you may miss your lunch. And, you know, and 5 o'clock's the end of the day. But if that car's not done, you know, you're staying 6, 7, sometimes 8 o'clock at night. It's whatever it takes. It's a huge investment, but you know, it's what you need to do to keep the business running. So yeah, that's about it.
Thank you. Thank you.